think I'm going to start with amazing. Look at this room. We're just doing an interview with two members of Aerosmith. Do you always have interviews like this? Is this
Always.
normal?
By the way, we're also, this bed is floating, it's levitating. You could use that.
Yeah, I don't have to. You have a little microphone, so.
The bed is kind of levitating on its own here.
They're always like this. All our interviews like this year have been in this state of nirvana.
It is really, it's amazing. It makes it so much better already. First question, obvious question, I guess. What drives you guys? Because you've been at it for so long. I mean, how do you keep the power in it? The fun, actually.
I think the energy in the songs, you know, the thought of taking whatever song we wrote, getting it in the studio, that big picture, polish it up, you know, and bringing it to the people. And thinking that, you know, we're going to be playing that song in front of those people. You know, that's fun.
Plus, we're just starting to get good at it.
I was wondering that because you had a lot of experience. Do you also have more fun now working at it because it goes a little bit easier or not?
Well, it just feels like we just get a little bit better every time we do a record or we write some songs, and it just never feels like it's going flat for us. So it's never boring. So it feels like we're always on an uphill climb, and we're just still always trying to reach for that ring and get there, you know.
Plus, you know, the first tour we had, depending on who we opened up for, you know, 5 or 6 songs, and then we kept 2 songs for an encore if we got it. So we took the 2 songs from the first album, the encore songs, and the 2 songs from the second album, encore songs, that we saved the special ones. Until now, the whole show is just all those special songs, you know.
So
Living on the Edge, Sweet Emotion, Dream On, 9 Lives, you know.
You name a lot of things here. Do you have favorite songs still from yourselves, or is that out of the picture?
Yeah,
songs?
I'm getting off on, it used to be I got off a lot on the old song. I mean, it depends on the night.
You know, when we're playing some of the old songs and we see how the people respond to them, that really turns our crank. You know, when we played in Milan the other night and everybody was singing along to Dream On. I mean, even though we've played Dream On probably every show of our career since the first show we ever did. So that's a big thrill for us. But then on the other hand, we're playing some songs from the new record, and we're seeing a lot of people singing along to those too, and that's exciting for us because we're out there. Well, here's our new stuff, and people are giving us something back from it, and that's also a thrill for us.
It must be a great feeling also because your audience stays the same but changes also. There's a lot of young people in there. Do you ever think about that when you start a new album or new records, or do you just say Aerosmith and that's where you go from?
Well, we're basically getting ourselves off, you know. I mean, to start with, it has to start there, because if we start writing for our fans and just for our fans, then we kind of lose our home base.
True.
So it's always that. You know, there's little things we think, well, this would be a great one to play live, and we'll do little instrumental things that we hope will get people off. But it's not about, well, this is for our new fans or our old fans. It's just,
boom.
it's the rock and roll show. I think that there's a lot of people there's a lot of things about rock and roll that are ageless and timeless, and that's what we're seeing, because it isn't just this year that we have a new batch of fans. Every time we put a record out, and every time we go out on the road, there's a whole bunch of people that have never seen us play before.
And tonight you're going to play in Rotterdam. You're going to be live on stage. You're always booming. Now I have a question for you. What is the better kick? Is it the master tape of a new album, or is it performing live on stage? If you can talk about a kick in that direction.
I think live on stage, because the tape you're still trying to get it right, and you've just learned the song, and with any hopes you haven't learned it too well and polished it up too much, you know, but taking that song and trying to recreate what you got on the record, if you love that, you know, live is the bigger kick, you know.
I mean, live is that's where the adrenaline is, that's where the excitement is, that's where you never know how it's going to go. You never know if, like, some of the things that we've planned are going to work right. There's an element of chance going on there, you know. You don't know how the audience is going to respond to some songs. So that makes it really exciting in a really, you know, present kind of way. It's another kind of a thrill to sit back and hear stuff come back through the studio monitors sounding really good, or you know, walking out of the mastering lab and having the tape. I mean, it's so long to get to that point. You know, the whole process of making records is another whole thing. You know, it's satisfying artistically, but it's not like you get a big adrenaline rush doing it. You know, and we're like excitement junkies.
This is is the music factory.